Why don't you just act normal? Normal. Yeah, that is what this episode is about. Not a phrase you'd expect to get censored, not explicit, not offensive, but apparently it's still controversial. Because the phrase that got bleeped was, why don't you act normal? And for queer people, normal has never been just descriptive. It has been instructional. Be normal, date normal, build a life that looks normal, even now. So today we're asking a simple question. Who decided what normal looks like? And why are they still trying to live inside it?
Welcome to the Queerest Podcast, your cosmic guide to the queer universe. Hosted by Andraé BVR, each episode takes you on an interstellar journey through queer culture, identity, and influence. From dismantling media tropes to exploring queer representation, we invite you to challenge norms and expand your horizons. So buckle up and set your phasers to fabulous. Close encounters of the queerest kind await.
Welcome to the Queerest Podcast, your cosmic guide to the queer universe. I'm your host, Andraé BVR, and today, we are talking about something that shapes how we date, how we live, and honestly, how we see ourselves. The idea is that there is a right way to be queer. I spent many years performing a version of myself that always felt slightly off, like I was wearing somebody else's clothes that almost fit. And it wasn't until I had the language for what I was doing that I could actually stop doing it. That language was compulsory heterosexuality, or comphet. Comphet is the societal assumption that straightness is the default setting. And most of us don't realize we're following that script until something feels a little off. In 2026, comphet doesn't just shape who you date, it shapes how you build a life. The house, the marriage, the timeline, the version of queerness that feels acceptable. The picket fence may have a pride flag on it, but it's still a fence. To help us unpack this, I am joined again by Dr. Nicole Rizzuto, cultural historian and educator who has a rare gift of making theory feel like relief. So here's how we're charting today's journey. First, we'll start with an incoming transmission on 2 essays from the 1980s that quietly explain why normal still feels like a requirement. Then we'll do a deep space dive with Dr. Nicole Rizzuto, where we break down how comphet shows up today and what it actually takes to step outside of it. And finally, the final frontier, our signature rapid fire round. But first, let's scan the queer skies. You are now tuned in to the incoming transmission, our signal check on the queer universe. This is where we zoom out, connect the dots, and start to see patterns behind the choices we thought were ours. 2 essays, both from the early 1980s. Together, they explain almost everything that still feels confusing about queer life today. In Compulsory Heterosexuality and Lesbian Existence, Adrienne Rich makes a radical argument. Heterosexuality isn't just a preference. It is a system. One reinforced through economic dependence, social pressure, and cultural storytelling. Not loudly, not obviously, but constantly. Which is why we look back at past relationships and think, wait, did I actually want that? Or was I taught to? Comphet gives us a language for that gap between who we're told to be and who we actually are. But that's only one part of the story. Historian John D'Amelio adds another layer. Queer identity didn't just emerge, it became possible under capitalism. Wage labor allowed people to live outside of heterosexual marriage, but capitalism still depends on the nuclear family to function. So it creates a contradiction. It allows queer identity, but rewards heterosexual structure, which means queerness is accepted as long as it doesn't disrupt anything. Now we're living at the intersection of both. We have more visibility, more language, more representation, and somehow we have more pressure to conform. Comphet doesn't disappear. It just evolves. It doesn't say be straight anymore. It says, if you're gonna be queer, be normal about it. Get married. Buy the house. Be productive. Be palatable. Don't disrupt the system that's now selling you back your identity. And suddenly, the word from the beginning doesn't feel so neutral anymore. Let's descend into our deep space dive.